Furniture Bank Studios. This hour of the Shaun Thompson Show is sponsored exclusively by DonleyAuctions.com. They need your guns. Sell for top dollar. DonleyAuctions.com.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
From the streets of Melrose Park to the trading floor of the Merc, he's fought for every dollar he's ever earned. And now, with personal liberty and our system of capitalism under assault in America, he's here to seize back our rights from the government. With a cigar in one hand and a copy of the Declaration of Independence in the other, he's Shaun Thompson. And this is the Shaun Thompson Show.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue.
It's worth the headache.
And when the band plays,
It is absolutely worth the headache. If you use the lessons you learn growing up in a mafia-run Democrat dunghole that was once a great city, even as it implodes, if you use the lessons properly, you can explain it to your children and your grandchildren yet unborn, your great-grandchildren. You can explain the lure of why people flush away freedom, liberty, and the opportunity to be anything. It's almost too attractive to be able to get away with anything. You can get away with anything if you're part of this Democrat mafia. And it's not just Chicago, but Chicago is by far the most corrupt Marxist mafia hellhole in the entire country. It's absolutely phenomenal how many hundreds of millions the corrupt aldermen like Madigan and Burke, that simpleton moron family, who is also the reason you still have exit signs inside rooms so that the idiot related to the dailies can get the hell out of there in case of an emergency. Get out! Because the dailies were always too stupid to know where the door was, but just crooked enough to make tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars through shakedown schemes and fraud. So you say, well, why would anybody tolerate it? Well, this moron, this without the upper lip. What's her name, honey? Her first name, Sarah? Sarah Steele, without the upper lip. Got the meat face. Sarah Steele, drunk as a skunk. Drunk as a skunk. Slamming into parked cars, wrecks the other car. I didn't do it. The Bart Simpson. I was on medication. Oh, were you on medication? Antidepressants? Doesn't count, honey. Antidepressants, the Botox shot into the meat face, doesn't count. It's the Merlot that caused you to destroy the two cars. Now think about if that's your car she ran into. Here you are, you're making payments, you wash it twice a week, you put the wax on it. Here comes this drunk pig. Boom! Smashes the car. And what are the repercussions? Scot-free. See, because the judge, he's in that Democrat mafia too. Oh, he's in it. The prosecutor, even the defense attorney. After all, this is a Cook County commissioner. What exactly do these asshats do? What do they make, 160, 170? They do nothing. Good for nothing. Sit there in their useless dimpled ass in the big green chairs, and they pretend to be what exactly? Anything other than what they are. Not just failures, but an example of the greatest political mafia this country's ever seen. Only in Shirakistan could you get away with this nonsense scot-free.
County politician is speaking out after she was found not guilty of driving under the influence. Board of Review Commissioner Samantha.
Just let that sink in. She acquitted, not guilty. She's drunk as a pig. You saw it on your... It was the medicine. This is how arrogant these gangsters in Chicago were. This is why I would last squirrel, like we go to the tavern, and there'd be this guy over here, he's a daily guy. The other guy sitting in the corner, he's a Madigan guy. And then that big stupid-looking one, that's an Ed Burke guy. I would take about a Chevis and a half. I'd start twitching squirrel. And someone was going to spit fracking teeth because I couldn't stand how arrogant these scum, these useless, good-for-nothing Democrats always were. But now I understand. Because they could do anything, like Daley's nephew, who killed the 99-pound kid for no reason, sucker punched him on Rush Street. What happened? He's working for Rom's brother, Ari Emanuel, the inspiration for Entourage. That's the scum. And that's a lot of fracking clout, squirrel. You got so much clout. You get drunk as a pig, smash two innocent people's cars, not to mention whatever car you were in. It probably wasn't her own. And what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Hey, law-abiding citizen, what are you going to do about it? Nothing.
Steele disputes details of the November 2024 police report. WGN political editor Taman Bradley has that story.
Commissioner Samantha Steele says she was not drinking. A medical issue contributed to her car crash.
You have to be a moron to even entertain it. But the reason that the reporter sits there, he wants in on it. Can I get in on it? I mean, after all, what do you scumbags do? What do you do? Nothing. Could drink all you want. Could blow the money all you want. Smash a few cars. I wasn't drinking. Oh, really? Then explain this. Explain this, you dizzy bimbo.
I'm going to help you to exit. And you don't want that.
You don't want that.
I
I'm
do.
an elected official.
I actually do. Elected official of what?
Cook County.
Now, let me tell you something, Squirrel. Growing up in my neighborhood, around drunks, I don't remember not being around drunks. I was working in a tavern. I don't know. I think I was, 8? My godfather owned the Spring Inn in Elmhurst. You want to talk about drunks. Woo-wee! Friends come in hugging and kissing. 3 hours later, beating the hell out of each other, banging the guy's head off with a rail. That's some drinking in the 70s and 80s, Squirrel. You didn't see anything. And they all had that same thing. I'm a Cook County commissioner. Oh, is it medication? What kind of medication was it? Chevis? Was it Chevis medication? Was it bourbon? You drunk pig. Oh, it was Merlot. You live for Merlot. Merlot, Botox, antidepressant. Get you smashing off all kinds of cars.
Cook County, you elected which office? What's your name?
I'm Sam.
Hey, I'm Sam. And the reason they put up with this is because people that want these jobs, they're even willing to entertain it. Yeah, she's not so bad. She doesn't have an upper lip, but we could draw that big lipstick fake lip on top. She won't be too bad. What time is it? Because after 2, they all start to get a little good looking. Huh, Sam?
Sam who?
She briefly agreed to take the test, then asked for an ambulance, saying she had a head injury. Officer Danny Wu testified that while she was in the ambulance and later at the hospital, she insulted him directly, saying, "You have a small penis."
Well, something tells me she's got the scale to judge. You know what I mean, Squirrel? She's probably seen them all. And probably watched a lot of porn. I mean, after all, it's hard to find an Asian male porn star. I get it. I think it's kind of funny. I would have tied it right in, though, with those short-in-the-pants Madigan Democrats, because the only thing smaller than an Asian porn star's genitals are the short-in-the-pants Democrats.
After a judge declared her not guilty in her DUI trial, Cook County Board of Review Commissioner Samantha Steele is describing what she remembers from the night of her November 2024 arrest.
Now, did you work on it for a year and a half? This is it, Squirrel. Let's pencil it out. What are we going to say? Well, I don't know. I'm a lawyer. You're a lawyer. Got a bunch of lawyers. We're all Democrats. We can come up with something that'll be believable, can't we? No. Not to anybody who isn't in need of a job.
Not drinking. And there was nothing I could say about it before because it was an open case. I'm disappointed that it was actually prosecuted. Had it not been anyone else, or had it been anyone else, they probably would not have prosecuted it.
Judge Dunn.
Whoa. How many guys out there right now are on the Ghetto Express because of the DUI? After a couple of arguments, you get drunk. Everybody else, the normal people, they lose their license for a year for just not blowing, whore. And you didn't want it to go to case. That's how much clout she thought she had. Well, let's listen again.
I'm going to help you to exit. And you don't want that.
You don't want that.
I
I'm
do.
an elected official.
I actually do.
Imagine this poor cop putting his ass on the fracking line every day before one of these Democrat low-life scumbags shoots at him, shoots him in the head. And he's got to listen to this from this drunk pig. You're drunk! Well, boy, these judges. The only thing worse than the moron Democrats that would even consider voting for this drunk are the judge, and the judges that would have done the same fracking thing because they were told to. You will listen to the Clout. Who's the power broker now? It's not Madigan. It's not Ed Burke. Is it a Daily? He doesn't. He couldn't talk when he could read. Now, I hear he's got his own diaper problems. Who's pulling the strings of that city? Who is the Don? We know some of the capos. She's a capo. This is a capo. This is what it sounds like.
Elected official of what?
Cook County.
Cook County, you elected which office? What's your name?
I'm Sam.
Sam who?
What a disgrace. And too stupid to even be ashamed. Too arrogant to think it's unbelievable. What your excuse is almost worse than the drunk DUI.
Arnold Siriano ruled prosecutors established a suspicion of impairment, but they failed to prove Steele was under the influence of alcohol.
You say? How about the Buick? But the Buick and the Chevy that she bounced off of, not to mention the light post. What exactly did you need? Your dishonor? Your disgrace? You Democrat cohort of corruption? You know, the judge is an unindicted co-conspirator. What do you think of that, Squirrel? This whole fracking city should be hit with a RICO case.
You were not drinking.
I was not.
Why did that car crash?
Well, so I had a pituitary tumor. It's
a pituitary tumor. And what happened? When you soak the pituitary tumor with Merlot, does it get you a little tipsy? You drunk, lying whore.
It's a tumor that sits on your pituitary gland, and mine was large enough that it was hitting my optical nerve, which affected my peripheral vision. So, and also, I'm a bad driver. Like, just to be clear with that, I have many wonderful qualities, and driving is not one of them.
You have no wonderful qualities. You're a lying fraud. You have no character. You have no dignity. Well, I guess you told everybody that. You ran as a Democrat.
Steele's encounter with police was captured by body camera.
If you don't exit the vehicle, I'm going to help you to exit. And you don't want
Can you imagine being, well, maybe your parents are Democrats too. Could you imagine if this is your daughter and you listen to this after you watch that? What a pig. Ugh. What a pig. What a... Yeah.
You don't want that.
I'm an elected official. I actually do.
Police responded to the crash on the north side at Ashland and Winnemac. They reported that Steele, behind the wheel of a Honda Accord, hit a Dodge Charger. The Charger then crashed into a third vehicle. Per the police report, Steele's eyes were bloodshot and glassy. She was swaying back and forth when interviewed. Police also say they found a half-empty bottle of red wine on the passenger side floor of her car.
This is why everybody feels entitled to this kind of treatment. Because you get it. You get it. And if you're high enough up, there's nothing she could have killed somebody. What's the difference? Daley's nephew did it. You'll be all right.
First two officers on the scene, when they testified in court, they did not. They said that they did not smell alcohol. It wasn't until they found
Whoa. Did they get to the coppers? Oh, I love those. I love when they get to the coppers. See, the coppers, a lot of them, especially the Democrats, you're in on it too, scumbags. Yeah, you are. When you're a Democrat, you love it. And it's not exclusive to Chicago, although it's really the best. It's anywhere Democrats are, like New Orleans. Here's another dimwit bimbo. Shouldn't be the chief, but she is. She's the first woman, at least I think so, but whew, I'm not checking. And there's another woman who says, Squirrel, you're going to love this. She worked every day in the year. I worked every day. But the car never left the driveway. It's a ghost job with a badge. That'll make some of the guys that used to sit behind that Burke's house, wait for him to get horny, go by the side broad, that'll make them nervous. They had to sit there. Cold nights with the Chevy Suburban running.
So he was on the clock 363 days out of last year. What's your reaction to that?
That would be something I would say. I don't know how healthy you were going to be trying to do that, so I don't know anything about that. Again,
that's the chief of police? I don't know. That's probably not healthy. You lying rat. I don't care what they are. A doctor, a lawyer, a butcher, a baker, or a candlestick maker. If they're a Democrat, they're a frickin' criminal. 312-642-5600.
What if everything you've been told about government, health care, poverty, energy, and even science is a carefully constructed lie?